Hello students, I am Sayyada Khan and today we will read and understand Chapter 2 A Gift of Chapels Part 5. Students, before proceeding, let's do a quick recap of the previous pages. Mrudu, a young girl, lived in Chennai with her grandparents. One afternoon, her grandmother takes her to her aunt Rukmani's house. Her cousins Ravi and Meena drag Mrudu to the backyard to show her their hidden kitten. Ravi names his kitten Mahendra Pallava Pune and tells Mrudu that the kitten was a descendant of none other than the Mahabalipuram Rishi cat. Suddenly, Mrudu hears a creaking noise from the window. On finding out, she comes to know that her cousin Lalli was learning to play the violin. The music master's notes were melodious, while Lally's notes sounded like the derailment of a train. In the meantime, a beggar appears in the garden asking for alms. The meaning of alms, student, is money or food given to poor people. I repeat, in the meantime, a beggar appears in the garden asking for alms. Ravi's mother tells him to send the beggar away. The beggar had large, pink, peeling blisters on his feet. Ravi, Mrudu, and Meena have pity on the beggar and give him the music master's chappals. When the music master is leaving the house, he looks for his chappals, but it was not to be found anyway. Finally, Rukmani inquires from Meena, Mrudu, and Ravi. On knowing that Ravi gave away the music master's chappals to the beggar, she gets angry and asks Ravi to go inside the house. So, students, I hope you have understood all these pages, what was taught earlier. And now let's move on to the next paragraph on page number 27. Students, in the last video, I had explained till go inside this minute. Today I'm going to begin from She Hurried, the last paragraph on page number 27. So before I begin reading, let us take a quick look at the new words. On this page, we don't have any new words. Already I have explained it to you in the previous video. Let's move on to the next page. Students, here we have got the word incarnate, which means in human form. Then we have got another word clattered. Off. Clattered off means gone off noisily with the noise or clatter of chappals, the chappals he was wearing. So students, here we come to the end of the chapter. Now let me start reading and explaining you the chapter of the from page number 27. She hurried indoors and brought out Gopu Mama's hardly worn new chappals. Students, here she means who is she here? Rukumani. Rukumani hurried indoors. She went inside quickly and brought out Gopu Mama's hardly worn new chappals. These should fit you, sir. Please put on these. She tells the music master to put on Gopu Mama's chappals. I am sorry. My son has been very naughty. She tells the music master that my son Ravi has been naughty by giving away his slippers, his chappals to the beggar. The music master's eyes lit up. He put them on, trying not to look too happy. Students, do you remember that his chappals were very old and shabby? But now here he got a new pair of chappals. It was hardly worn by Gopu Mama. So the music master, he was very happy to get a new pair of chappals. He put them on, trying not to look too happy. Well, I suppose these will have to do. He said, okay, I will manage with these pair of chappals. These days, children have no respect for elders. What to do? He said, these days, children have no respect for elders. A Hanuman incarnate. Only Rama can save such a naughty fellow. He calls Ravi a Hanuman. Okay, a monkey. Here, Rukmani's eyes flashed. She didn't like her son to be called a monkey. Rukmani's eyes flashed. She didn't seem to like Ravi being called a monkey, even a holy monkey. She stood stiff. She was angry and straight by the front door. It was clear she wanted him to leave quickly. She didn't like the remark that the music teacher had passed for a son, so she wanted the music teacher to leave quickly. When he had clattered off in his new chappals, students here, the word clattered means gone off noisily. The word clattered means gone off noisily. When he had clattered off in his new chappals, he said, what did she say? She said, Mrudu, come in and have some tiffin. Honestly, how do you children think of such things? She was very amazed. Thank God your Gopu Mama doesn't wear his chappals to work. As she walked towards the kitchen with Mrudu and Meena, she suddenly began to laugh. Ha 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 ha. It was very funny, so she started laughing. But is always in such a hurry to throw off his shoes and socks. Gopu Mama, when he comes back from work, he's in a hurry to take off his shoes and socks and get into his chappals as soon as he comes home. What's your mama going to say this evening when I tell him I gave his chappals to the music master? So, students, here we come to the end of part 2, the complete chapter. So, I hope you have understood the entire chapter. It was very interesting. Now, students, let's move on to working with the text, page number 29. Please keep your readers open to page number 29. Let us solve the textual questions now. The first one is complete with the text. Let's start this question, complete with the text. The first question is, Ravi compares Lalli's playing the violin to derailing of a train going off track. Please write it in the blank, students. Complete the sentences and please write the answers in the blank in your textbook. The second one is, trying to hide beneath the tray of chilies, Mahendran tipped a few chilies over himself. The third one is, the teacher played a few notes on his violin and Lalli stumbled behind him on her violin. Number 4, the beggar said that the kind ladies of the household have been very generous and helped him survive for a week. Number 5, after the lesson was over, the music teacher asked Lalli if she had seen his chappals. Students, the other questions on this page, we will be writing the answers in the notebook. Now let's move on to page number 30. Page number 30, working with language. Read the following sentences. If she knows we have a cat, Party will leave the house. B. She won't be so upset if she knows about the poor beggar with sores on his feet. C. If the chappals do fit, will you really not mind? So students, please look at the sentences again. Here, what is asked? Notice that each sentence consists of two parts. Can you see, students? The sentence consists of two parts. The first part begins with if. It is known as if clause. Now students, what is the meaning of clause? What is a clause? A clause is a group of words that includes a subject and a verb form. A verb and forms part of a sentence. I repeat, a clause is a group of words that includes a subject and a verb and forms part of a sentence. It forms a part of a sentence. Now, the question is, rewrite each of the following pairs of sentences as a single sentence. Use if at the beginning of the sentence. Now, here we have got 5 questions. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So, the answers, please see the answers. The first question is, don't tire yourself now. You won't be able to work in the evening. So I have written the answers in the textbook. Even you can write it in the same manner in your textbook. So the answer is, if you tire yourself, please start the sentence with if. If you tire yourself now, comma, you won't be able to work in the evening. Full stop. I repeat the answer once again, students. Start the sentence with if. If you tire yourself now, comma, you won't be able to work in the evening. The second question is, study regularly, you will do well in the examination. So the answer is, if you study regularly, comma, you will do well in the examination. Full stop. Number 3. Work hard, you will pass the examination in the first division. Again start the sentence with if. If you work hard, you will pass the examination in first division. Full stop. Number 4. Don't tease the dog. Fourth one. Be polite to people. They'll also be polite to you. So again start the sentence with if. If you are polite to people, they'll be polite to you. Then the next question, number 5. Don't tease the dog. It'll bite you. Again start the sentence with if. If you tease the dog, it'll bite you. So students, I hope you have got all the answers. Now, fill in the blanks with the following paragraph. The next question is, fill in the blank with the following paragraph. Question number 2. Today is Sunday. I am wondering whether I should stay at home or go out. If I go out, students, can you see? Here we have got go, so please write go in the sentence. If I go out, I will miss the lovely Sunday lunch at home. Please write will miss. If I stay for lunch, I will miss the Sunday film shown at Archana Theatre. I think I'll go out and see the film only to avoid getting too fat. Now let's move on to page number 31. Question number 3. Complete each sentence below by appropriately using any one of the following. You can complete the blank by writing if you want to, if you don't want to, or if you want him to. All these are given here, students. You have to complete the sentence by using any one. The first sentence is, don't go to the theatre if you don't want to. Second, he'll post your letter if you don't want him to. He'll post your letter if you want him to. Sorry, I repeat again, students. He'll post your letter if you want him to. Number 3, please use my pen if you want to. Number 4, he'll lend you his umbrella if you want him to. Please add 2, students. He'll lend you his umbrella if you want him to. Number 5. My neighbor Ramesh will take you to the doctor if you want him to. Number 6. Don't eat it if you don't want to. So students, we have completed question number 3 on page 31. Now let's move ahead. Speaking and writing. Let's move to this question at the bottom. What do you enjoy doing after school? So, what do you enjoy, students? I have written, I enjoy watching TV. Whatever you enjoy doing after school, you can write it in the blank. Like, I enjoy playing with my friends, or I enjoy doing my homework, or I enjoy playing video games. Whatever you want to write, I have written, I enjoy watching TV. Now, let's move on to the next page, the last page, page number 32. What do you think in general? What do you think in general? I like playing video games in general. Second question is, what do you like in general? In general means overall. What do you like? So I have written, I like playing video games in general. You can write about your hobby or whatever you like. Question number 3, do you play any game? So I have written, I don't like playing outdoor games. I play indoor games like Ludo and Carom. Students, you can write about your game, whatever game you like to play. Is it outdoor or is it indoor? The fourth question is, would you mind if I listen to music after dinner? I wouldn't, because I love music. Okay, so the answer is I wouldn't mind because I love music. Number 5, will it be alright if I switch on the light? So the answer is it's fine with me. You can switch on the light whenever you want. Number 6, is there anything you dislike particularly? So the answer is I have written, well, I can't share my pillow with anyone. Yes, there are some people who don't like to share their things. Maybe it's a pillow, or maybe it's their spoon, maybe it's their tiffin, maybe it's their bed sheet or whatever. So I don't like anyone sharing my pillow. The seventh question is, do you like to attend parties? Oh, I love going to parties. The eighth one is, would you say you are a creative person? So I have written, I think I am creative. So students, we have come to the end. Now let's move ahead. Do you know? Students, remember on page number 22 we had a question and the answer was given on page number 32. There was a question on page number 22. Is it 20? Just a minute, students. The question is on page number 16. The question is on page number 16. The question was asked as, does an ostrich really stick its head in the sand to hide from an enemy? So now the answer is given here on page number 32. So what was asked? Does an ostrich really stick its head in the sand to hide from an enemy? So the answer is no. The answer is no. What this tall bird does on sensing danger from far is to lie flat on the ground. The ostrich is a very tall and big animal. So what he does? He lies flat on the ground with its long neck almost horizontal. The enemy may not spot the ostrich in its position from a distance, and it may be mistaken for a shrub or bush. If the danger is close by, the ostrich will take off and run. Okay, if the ostrich he senses danger, he will run away. Though ostriches cannot fly, they are flightless birds. They can run as fast as 65 kilometers per hour. If cornered, students, what is the meaning of cornered? If cornered, the word cornered means forced into a place or situation from which it is hard to escape. Suppose he is cornered, means he is in a situation where he cannot escape. So what happens? They give a swift, hard kick. Okay, they give a hard kick to the enemy. An ostrich burying its head in sand to escape attention is a metaphor for people who ignore rather than face a problem. Students, what is the meaning of the word metaphor? Metaphor is a figure of speech in which a word or a phrase is applied to an object or action. It's a figure of speech. So, the sentence, An ostrich. The sentence, an ostrich burying its head in sand to escape attention, is a metaphor for people who ignore rather than face a problem. Here, the line means that an ostrich burying its head in sand to escape attention is regarded as a representative or symbol for people who ignore a problem rather than facing it. So, students, here we have come to the end of the chapter. Now, let's move on to the notes in your notebook. The first question is, student, please write the date in the margin. Please write the heading, lesson number 2, a gift of chappals. The first question is, give the meanings of. The first meaning is scrawny. It means thin, suggesting skinny toes. The second meaning is party. It means grandmother in Tamil. Number 3, we have throw her off the scent. It's a phrase. Mislead her so that she won't understand the real purpose. The fourth one is thata. It means grandfather in Tamil. Number 5, we have descended from. A descendant of or comes from the same family. Number 6, we have dynasty, a series of rulers who are from the same family. Number 7, we have Bastet, Egyptian goddess of the home. She protected the home from evil spirits and diseases. On number 8, we have stow away. It means someone who hides himself or herself in a ship or an aircraft to travel unnoticed. Number 9, we have got weird. It means strange or unusual. Number 10, we have scurried, moved hurriedly with short, quick steps. Number 11, we have derail, make a train leave the tracks. Let's move on to the next page, students. Then we have number 12, glided. It means moved along smoothly. Number 13, we have got veshti. It means dhoti in Tamil. Number 14, stumbled, followed haltingly. Number 15, awkwardly. It means inconveniently or clumsily. Number 16, we have got the word jutting out. It means to extend out beyond the main body of something. Number 17, we have fringe, a part of someone's hair that hangs over the forehead. Number 18, we have tuft, a bunch of hair held together. Number 19, gleamed. It means to shine brightly. Number 20, we have got the word deranged. The music master is wearing a ring. Number 21, we have got the word snooze. It means to take a short sleep. Number 22, kept my body and soul together. It means managed to stay alive. Number 23, fed up, tired and unhappy. Number 24, blisters, boils, bubbles on the skin from burns or rubbing. Number 25, eyes filling. It means with tears. Let's move on to the next page, students. 26th word, unappreciative. It means disapproving. Number 27, lurking, waiting quietly without attracting attention. Number 28, clattered off, gone off noisily with the noise or clatter of chappals. Let's move on to the next question. Choose the correct option. The first question is, Dash was a young girl who lived in Chennai with her grandparents. Again, we have given 4 options, students. So the answer is Mridu. Please write the answer as Mridu. Write all the 4 options and then write the answer B, Mrudu. Second one, Mrudu's cousins were Lalli, Dash and Meena. Her cousins were Lalli, Ravi and Meena. Write the answer as Ravi. Question number 3, Ravi found a little dash outside the gate. Write the answer A, kitten. Let's move on to the next page. The answer is A, kitten. Next, number 4, the kitten was lapping milk from a dash. So write the answer as coconut half shell. Coconut half shell. Number 5, Ravi named his kitten Mahendran. Number 6, Ravi's cat was a descendant from the Egyptian cat god. Option B, Egyptian. Number 7, that's Lalli learning to play the violin. Who said to whom? So the answer is Ravi said to Mrudu. Let's move on to the next page. The answer is Ravi said to Mrudu. Number 8, a dash gleamed around the music master's leathery neck. A gold chain. Option C. Number 9, the dash opened his eyes very wide and gazed at each of the children one by one. The beggar. Option B. Number 10, the beggar stretched out his feet to show large pink peeling dash on the soles of his bare feet. Blisters. Next, number 11th. Ravi, Mrudu and Meena silently watched Lalli and the music master search every corner of the dash. The answer is veranda on the next page. The answer is veranda. Please write the answer B, veranda. Next, question number 12. Rukumani hurried indoors and brought out Dash Mama's hardly worn new chappals. Gopu Mamas. Option C, Gopu Mamas. So students, here we have come to the end of the meanings and we have come to the end of the MCQ. In the next video when I come back, we are going to start with right, true or false. We are going to start with right, true or false. So students, please be ready in the next video again with your notebooks and your textbooks. We are going to start with part 6, right, true or false. Students, please complete your books. I hope you are writing everything in your notebook. Please complete your work, students, because from next week, most probably, we are going to start with a test. So, I'll let you know the date of the test. When am I going to take your English test? I will be taking your English test of lesson number 1, 3 questions, and the poem The Squirrel. So, students, please be ready by learning these 2 lessons. Lesson number 1, 3 questions, and The Squirrel. Be prepared. I will be taking a test and I will let you know before taking the test. Thank you, students. Goodbye.